Well, good afternoon, everybody. Rush of the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. Let me just get my mic a little bit higher up. It is your match day late lunch, live from the London Stadium as West Ham take on Manchester United at London Stadium at 8:15. Oh, God, that's a late one for the button. Don't forget to check us out. We've got Start 11 show in a couple of hours' time. Then we've got the pre-show with Conor Ben and Anton doing the watch-along. Then hopefully, we'll have a nice little chat afterwards. We can only hope. Hope everyone is well. Nervous today. I hope everyone else is nervous. I was talking to my brothers the other day, today actually, and Tom made a really good point because I was sort of saying, we've still got to play this, and this team's got to play this, and this team's got to play this, and he basically said, look, his mindset is just look after our results, just get our results, and the rest will fall through, and that's quite a nice way of thinking about it. Really, you're not so stressed out about it all, really. And yeah, he's right. If we just concentrate on what we have to do, then what everyone else has to do, it's up to them, isn't it? Up to them. Darren's just looking forward to tonight. Hopefully, it'll be a good atmosphere. I think it will be. It's two informed sides. Man United, as we know, have won the last 4 games in a row, and they're going for the 5th. No doubt. What's his face? United Strand. There'll be a camera on him quite a lot tonight. We've won the last, 3 out of 4. So there we go. 2 informed sides playing each other. Really, didn't think of saying that at the beginning of January. In all honesty, but we are. I mean, both sides. Same as Man United, obviously, wasn't it? Really, with Amorim leaving and Carrick coming in. It's going to be an interesting game. It's always an interesting game between us and Man United. Ironically, someone's put out a tweet, so it's going to really fuck up today, that since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's left Man United, London Stadium is the only sort of stadium in the Premier League that holds 100% record over Man United. So we're bound to lose today, aren't we? It's actually sod's law. I put us down for a draw. Who else we got? We got Stu. Good afternoon. From Bourne. Is that Bournemouth? 2-1 win tonight. Do you think we'll see a small change for tonight with an extra? Well, I think it depends about who is injured and who's not injured. I've got a feeling that it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. I mean, the fact is, Nuno is right in saying even before we played Burnley, we have a couple of people out in that Lucas Fabianski is injured and John Clare is suspended. Now, some say, after the game on Saturday that I think it was Pablo looked like he was limping a bit. Same with Adam ฎamášory, potentially. I think for me, it's a little bit kidmanship. There was talk of 𝗪𝗓𝗪 coming up, being brought up to the first team, but there was talk of him for the Burnley game as well. That to me suggests that maybe Adama is maybe got a knock or something like that, and 𝗪𝗓𝗪 is covering that position. So I don't think you'll see a lot of difference. The main difference, well, the 2 options are what happens with the goalkeeper and what happens with the sort of second striker, whether they go with Callum. Can he play 2 games? To me, it didn't really work. I don't think it worked. But alongside someone like obviously Tati, but similarly with Pablo as well. What's happening with Pablo? Is he injured? Is he not? I don't know. There's so many sort of questions, and it makes it quite intriguing. You sort of second guessing what the side's going to be. He might decide to just play one up top, or play sort of a one with Bowen and Somerville behind Tati, and as you said, bring in another midfielder, a Potts or a Magassa, just to show up that midfield. Obviously, with Bruno Fernandes, he's the top assister in the Premier League. He's got 5 more than anyone else. And I think you want to give a bit of protection to Mateus as well, to allow him to do what he does best in terms of bringing the ball forward and looking for options. So it's going to be intriguing, I think. Michael says, who do you reckon's in goal? Flip of a coin. To be honest, I was talking to Jacko, hashtag Jacko, the goalkeeper. Jacko, nice guy, proper West Ham fan, had him on the channel. We were talking about sort of the goalkeeper conundrum, and he's obviously from a learned position, being a very, played decent level in goal. And he reckons Mads does still have all the composite parts of being a good goalkeeper, but his confidence was shot. And I think actually his confidence will be through the roof of a clean sheet against Burnley. Granted, that's Burnley, it's not Man United. And I think there's a yin and yang. I think 𝗟𝗩𝗘 is probably a better shot stopper, whereas I think Mads is better distribution, far much better distribution. Depends what we want to do. I think 𝗟𝗩𝗘's on like a 40% pass completion rate for the game against Chelsea. You can't have that, because although passes didn't result in us losing a goal, for example, they put the team under a lot of pressure. But who do you think? That's the question. Let us know in the comments. Afternoon, Russ says, Michael, have a word with Carrick. Let him know where his roots is. The last 3 games against Man United, we have won. We certainly have. We have a 100% record against them. Although I think this is a different Man United at the moment. This is an informed Man United. This is a Man United with the likes of 𝗠𝗓 starting to score. 𝗪𝗓𝘀𝘁 is their top goal scorer. You've got Fernandes is 12 assists this season. It's a different side. They've got a few outs, but they've had a few outs for most of Matt Carrick's time. So I think if we come away with a point today, I think that's a really good result for us. Puts us closer to 2 points out of it, from safety. And yes, Forest, I think they've got Palace or something. They've got not an easy game, but they've got a home game. Is it home? I can't remember. But as I said, we can only really do what we're in the position that we're in. We can get ourselves out of it if we get results. I'm going to say keep an eye on Brighton. Just keep an eye on Brighton. That's my view. I just think they don't have much going on from at the moment. They haven't won since November. They've got some tough games. I think they've got to still play Arsenal, Chelsea, and they've still got to play. I bet someone was telling me the other day, it was a good point actually, everyone's playing each other. We're literally all playing each other. We've got Bournemouth after next week's FA Cup. We've got Bournemouth here. We've still got to play Leeds. We've still got to play, Wolves. Got to play Everton. So everyone is playing each other, and vice versa. I think Leeds has still got to play Crystal Palace, and so it's all very up in the air at the moment, isn't it? Still up in the air. We shall wait and see. 𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗘 indeed. I think the injuries are mind games. I got us down for a 2-0 win. Who do you reckon's in goal? I still don't know. Does not make a difference. Our performance have improved and the morale is good. It is indeed. Afternoon, Steve. I'll be happy with a draw. A win will be worth getting drunk for. Well, it's 8:15 kickoff. So, then you've got work in the morning, isn't it? So just be a bit careful, Steve. Be a bit careful. 2 up front, next midfielder. This is Mark. I would be surprised to go with the extra midfielder. I don't agree we should, but in a weird way, Pablo is like a second midfielder. I don't see him I know we've bought him as a forward, but we've been utilising. And actually, I think it was Damien. I think it said in the chat that Pablo has a bit of a Joel Linton about him, and obviously Joel Linton was a striker, didn't score a lot, and then they put him to midfielder, and he was better. And I think Pablo does like that two jobs, doesn't he? Really, he plays as a midfielder, but I don't say he's particularly quick or ever up front either. So I think if you played with Tati and Pablo, for me, Pablo would play more as a 10 really than a striker, and that he could drop into the back, the midfield if need be. They might do it completely different. They might throw. We know Nuno likes to tinker. He likes to tinker, doesn't he? Can't really tinker with much at the moment because although he managed to tinker with the goalkeeper, he's probably going to tinker a little bit with the forwards. And I wouldn't be surprised, as you said, maybe Tati comes in, maybe Pablo or Wilson comes out, and maybe Freddie Potts comes in. Just that extra bit of security in midfield. I don't know. Would I do that? You're sort of conceding you're going to go for the draw, innit? I think a point's a good result for us here. I really do today. But a win would be amazing, as you said. A win would be amazing. Born in Lincolnshire, thank you. Jason's 2-1, Somerville again, and Bowen is due a goal. Well, if Somerville scores today, that would... Because Jesse Lingard did 5 in 5, didn't he, when he was here on loan? Sacco did 7 in 7. There's a few who've done 5 in 5, I think, for West Ham. So I think that's the best Sacco, 7 in 7 in the Premier League. So let's hope let's hope, innit? It's the hope that kills you, but let's hope. I think, yeah, you're right. I think Bowen is due a goal. I just think it's the team is just playing at a different plane at the moment in terms of confidence. And it's quite interesting to see, you know, they were talking about the Tati's goal. And that's something they've been working on in training, sort of the straight ball into the winger who's cut in, who knocks it first time out to the fullback, who takes a touch, whips it in for the forward, and it worked well. And I'll take a couple of them more today. I tell you, that was a great goal, wasn't it? Absolutely stonking goal. We were due an upset. It's been ages. Please let it be tonight, says Obsidian. This is going to be a really difficult game. Man United in great form. I won't lie, I take a point. Hopefully I'm wrong. We make a big statement and get all three. I mean, all three tonight would really... I was talking to a Tottenham fan today. He's worried. And I think a win today, a win today would be level on points with Forest, albeit Forest have to go, or Forest will probably likely win tomorrow, but it's going to be up and down all the time. But that, from a psychological perspective, particularly for the likes of Forest, Spurs, Brighton, Palace, Leeds, they're going to start looking over their shoulder even more. And I would rather be chasing than be chased. Just because it's that sort of East End, let's fucking do it, that type of thing. And I just think we've got a real opportunity today, if we do win, it's a big if, to put some real pressure on our relegation rivals. Burnley, you've gone. Wolves, you've gone, all intensive purposes. But now I think it's one between 3 or 4. And it only takes a couple of interesting, we've got the FA Cup on Saturday, which sort of gives some teams a free hit, gives some teams a chance to start some momentum. That's what happened with us with QPR, really, wasn't it? We managed to get that result, and that really catapulted this sort of resurgence, really. So it's about getting the points on the board now, and it's about, performance-wise, I'm not really fussed, in all honesty, now. It's about getting the wins and getting the points. If we can pick up points, as I said, a draw I think would be a great result for us today here. A win will be phenomenal, but a draw would be really good, because we still need, because then after that we still need those 5 wins. We've got a few games here at home as well, some winnable games away from home, some games we traditionally do well in as well. I mean, we traditionally do well in this game, but we traditionally do well against like Newcastle away and people like that as well. It's going to be tight, but it's exciting. It is exciting, isn't it? It is exciting. Would I rather mid-table obscurity? Probably not. I quite enjoy it. It's something to play for. Well, it could mean we go down, but there we go. Maybe I'm just a sadist. Slabhead from free kicks could be a problem. Can you see Traore wince? Oh, I didn't mean to turn that on, so let me turn that off. Can you see Traore wincing coming down the tunnel? They are better pots, and that's why I think it might have been Traore and maybe Pablo, but by all accounts they're going to have some late fitness tests today. If it's Traore, well, they're going to throw in La Madrid apparently, so good luck to him. You know what I mean? And that might be the random spark you need, really. Andy says Mads should be given the shirt, first clean sheet in how long? Indeed. Am I confident today? Yeah, I'm confident. Mads needs to start. We are winning tonight, says Kev. Ariel for me, but as you say, it's anyone's guess who plays. Forest versus Wolves, yeah, so basically Forest have won that one, unless there's a massive upset. So the chances are, but it's just, if we win today, just that little bit of doubt in their mind. They know they've got to win the game. And you never know, Wolves might shock us. They might do. They might grab a point. They're a little bit resurgent now, Wolves. They played all right the last against Chelsea. I know Chelsea won, but they played quite well for the first bit. And just the general nerves around the City ground. We'll see. Want us to win, obviously, but more so that dickhead won't cut his hair. Frog in a wall. Good afternoon, Russ. All digits crossed for a good scrap tonight. Forest, indeed. Kanye was in the club shop earlier. Got a pre-match, was he? Oh, they'll get him out on the pitch tonight, won't they? Would have thought he'd play Areola and Mads and Saturday. Well, we didn't think Mads was going to play on against Burnley, did he? Helen, and he did. So We don't know. Ariel go on Saturday for confidence. Yeah, good shout. Any bad man? Yeah, there may be one. There may be one or two on tonight. Maybe one or two bad manners tunes on tonight. It's difficult with the evening games because we get the DJ on. But if we say Tatty scores in the first half, I think we'll have to definitely play it as they come off, don't they? Just don't get them, and there's no point playing it when there's no one in the ground as well. So it's a bit like Bowie's on fire, really, isn't it? It's like you've got to play it when there's a crowd there, otherwise it's just pointless. Same as Joe Joseph's song, you know, in terms of Never Take the East End. There's no point playing that when it's half empty. We'll see. I heard J.A.R.E.D. and Somerville are out. No. Stat Attack. Forest have drawn each of their last 4 games at home to Wolves. There we go. Les, hope you're well. We have 4 hard games next month. Wins breeds confidence and then get them games easier. That's what I mean. And to be honest, it's games that when we're playing against decent sides, I'm not so worried in those games. Do you know what I mean? It's when we play the sides like we've still got to play Wolves here. That's the game that worries me. Because that's the game that will just fuck it all up. When we play Everton here, that's the game that worries me. Playing like Arsenal, Man City, you know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? You know what you're going to get. And, you can cause an upset, but the chances are you're probably going to lose the game. In all honesty, they're far better than us. So, look, we'll wait and see. What we got here? Is it warm? No, I've got my jacket here. I've got my jacket here. It's a long walk from the station, as you know, lovers. So, I took my jacket off. I was a bit hot. It's a bit nippy, I'll be honest. I could just about survive out here with that, but I'll bring a coat, that's for sure. It's a bit cold later. Stuart says good performance and the fans should get behind the team tonight. Might make it difficult for Man United. Man United still got that sort of, yes, they've improved, but you never know what happens. You know what I mean? As I said, we do have a bit of a voodoo against them here. And so, if we got them up in early doors, the fans will be up for it. We'll have all the light show and that stuff as well. Anything can happen. And that's why we support West Ham, because literally anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's like, what will be 23 points now? 13 games, 5 wins. Win half. If we win half, win 6 games, that's us safe. Someone's turned the speakers on in my box. Very kind of you. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I'll be happy for a draw, says Mark. Matthew says we've got to match Man United 3 in midfield or we'll get run over. Yes. And I hope they work it better than they did when he was the Burnley game, Nuno made the right calls at the right time. Chelsea didn't. What we've got here? We've got here weather forecast tonight, dry between 7 and 9. Thank you. Michael Fish, fresh fielder says Hurricane Tatty blowing through just after 8 p.m. That's what we want. And again, look at, it's interesting when you look at, I was thinking about the other day, this upturn in form, and there's 3 or 4 things you can attribute to it. Yes, you've got Tatty and Pablo. And I think that there's no doubt how that has improved the work rate in the side. They're leading from the front. That's what you want from your forwards. We've got Paco next to Nuno being his sort of devil to his defensiveness. It's like, oh no, don't take him off, bring him, I don't think you should do that, just do that. And I think one of the major things is Tommy Souček back in the side. And he's in a nice way, he's a bit like a cockroach. He never dies. He's always, just when you think he's on the way out, a bit like Cress used to do that. Cress, you always thought he was on the way out, then he'll have 3 or 4 games on a spin, and he would be brilliant. And then he sort of drifts out the side again. Same with, look at Tommy now, I wouldn't say he's undroppable yet, but him alongside Fernandes just works. It just works really well. And I think if you watch his passing and stuff in the last few games, it's been really good. It's been really good, and he's nice range of passing, not just going backwards. You know, he's trying to drive forward as well, and he just sits there and he allows Fernandes to do what he's good at, which is controlling the midfield, bringing the ball forward. And he's going to have a real tough decision this week, you know, up against Bruno as well. You know, we don't talk about Bruno. No. That's going to be a real good battle between them two. What we got? Yeah, let's go for a few bit more. Man United won their last 4, but they've also beaten 3 London clubs in a row. Concerns me. Shane says Summerville's 6th goal this evening. That'd be amazing. Russ, is 𝗪𝗪𝗘𝗍𝗪 on the playlist tonight? I think it will be if he scores or he gets an assist at half time. You know, play at half time. As I said, it's a tricky one because we have, particularly the night games, we have a DJ. So there we play the music. Now it's loud, red, the light show. You don't get as much time, and you don't want to play it when there's no one in the ground. So you almost want to play it as they come off at half time. So if we're doing all right at half time, it's 0-0 or we're taking a 1-0 win, I might play it then. Because it just, you know, the crowd are cheering and then it layers up. You know, it's like an orchestra. I'm the conductor. It's starting to rain though. Have to lose someone. Russ, is Paco a attacking coach? He is an attacking coach. Very much so. Very attacking minded. What we got? What's Freshfield has said? Should be a cracking atmosphere tonight. Hope the lads can step up. Tommy has been a different player, more central indeed. Turn that off. Why is that coming on? Turn it off. So I'm just trying to turn off the... Oh, I'll just leave it on. Fuck it. Oh, it's worked now. Got to give him a reality check tonight. Stick pots on Bruno. I like that. Tatty wouldn't even be born bad manners. Big play it for him. Was he 27? When was he born? He was born in 1998. Fucking hell. That is mental, isn't it? That is mental. Love as I put my coat on now. That is mental. World Cup 98. France. East London, says Shane, indeed. After Sunderland, Chelsea, the lads should feel they can go into this and compete. Bit of luck, you never know. And yeah, I think we're due a little bit of luck as well, aren't we? We're due a bit of a dodgy, you know, dubious VAR call or something like that. Definitely. We'll have to wait and see, mate. I'm excited. I do get excited with these games. You know, there's something to play for. And although, you know, it's not good what we're playing for, it's, you know, it brings everyone together a little bit now as well, isn't it? It seems that we're all fighting in the same direction. The players, you know, we've now got a side which, you know, we're proud, you know, that they're putting fighting, they're trying, they're really fighting from the beginning. And that's the big difference. And when you look at some of the other clubs, they're looking over their shoulders, mate. They're looking over their shoulders, and I'm all for it. As I said, I'd rather be chasing than be chased. As I said, we'll have Anton doing the watch along. We'll have Conor Ben doing the pre-match, and then also we'll have the starting 11 show a couple of hours beforehand. So there we go. Rain, Russ, hoping for sunshine later. Let's hope for sunshine on the pitch. That's what I'm bothered about. Last 2 games at London Stadium, Man United lost. I'm excited. Why such a late kick-off? Long journey for those travelling back. That'd be me travelling back to Manchester for me, wouldn't it? Tatty could be a new cult hero, indeed. Russ, seems we have improved since Paqueta went, for instance. I think it's a combination of everything. I think it's a combination of Tatty coming in and Pablo. I think it's a combination of Paco coming in. I think it's also, yes, I think, you know, Paqueta leaving has freed up that space in midfield, which has allowed someone like Tommy Suchet to come in. It's allowed us to play a second forward as well, which in turn has allowed the likes of Bowen and Summerville more space. I think it's a combination. It's all added on together. So, yeah, I think part of me doesn't think it's a coincidence. Part of me thinks it's a function. It's just one composite part of 3 or 4 little things added together, which has made a massive difference. And we'll see what happens come 10 o'clock tonight, innit? We'll see. I'm a little bit short, I just realised. That's better. Yeah, we just got to keep momentum going, innit? We just got to believe. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave if I tried. Trust is 2 onto the irons. Old news Paqueta was more a liability. We kept weighing. I think you're. We the thing is, we knew what he. It was a bit like returning to a jilted lover, and you think they're going to change, and you hope they're going to change, and you pray they're going to change, but they don't change, and they keep sort of stabbing you in the back. And that was the same with Paqueta. We knew what we had there. We knew there was a player there. We knew there was someone who could change the game, but he never did. And he got to a point where he's actually, do you know what? You've got to move on. And sometimes that happens, you know. Same things happened with Kudus, really. He had to move on. He didn't want to be here and gets injured out for most of the season. As I said, I think I'm a bit, you know, if I was Spurs, I'd be looking over their shoulder. They got an awful February. But they could be in the relegation zone by the end of Feb. Potentially. So, you reckon many kids will be involved versus Burton? Must, yeah. Although I don't think as many as we think it's going to be, because we assumed the QPR game. I assumed that Nuno was going to play quite a youthful side, but he brought back Wan-Bissaka straight from AFCON, straight in there. It was a really strong side, and I think, you know, if you think realistically, if you played a 4-4-2, say, against Burton Albion, Mads or Areola, everyone who doesn't play tonight plays in goal. You got a back four of Ollie Scarles, maybe Kilman, maybe Disasi again, give him some more minutes, and then, or maybe give 𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗓 some minutes in the centre half position. Then you play 𝗪𝗓𝗀𝗃 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗃 midfield. Magassa can play. You probably put Potts in. You might put Orford in. You might play La Madrid. You might play Traore. You know, so there's lots of things you can do. Fernandez has come out with Shell. Scott says, after them, did you find out what happened to Lauren from BBC? Enjoyed it. She has disappeared. I don't know. She was on our channel, and then Gio put a transfer bid in, and then paid her, and then so she went over to his channel, over to Hammer's Chat, and then sometimes what happens is journalists do move from club to club. Remember, we used to have Johnny on, we used to have another lad on, I can't remember his other name, and they do change quite a bit. It may have been something to do with the fact that she was asking questions that were suggested by the fans. I don't know. But I haven't seen her around. I don't know what's happened with her. She hasn't been on Hammer's Chat for months. I think she was only on there for once or twice. But I used to like listening to that because it was really interesting. And she actually asked decent questions. But no, I haven't heard from her since. Burton keeps strong team, wins breed confidence. Indeed. What we've got here, let's go through things. My dinner going by in the background. Was it really okay? He was going to ask Hammer's Chat. What? Don't understand. Afternoon, Mark. Hope you're well. Rush will take a win tonight and loss over Saturday. Yeah. This is the priority, isn't it? The Premier League's the priority. As much as we love a cup run, it's a nice distraction. The thing is, if we took a loss on Saturday, the detrimental effect that could have on the players that played, you don't know. You know, massive giant killing. Usual fancy dressing. Usual fancy. Oh, sorry. The club didn't like you involved with the fans. Oh, I don't know. No idea. I'm in two minds about watching it in the Gordon tonight, says Michael. Was going to ask you about Lauren. Yeah, I haven't heard from her. I've not heard from her. Don't know what's happened with her. She might have been like assigned to a new club. Happens a lot. We need facts for us. Get you know, no. She's doing enough for herself at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to have to shoot. We'll go get ready, do some work, set it all up for tonight. As I said, make sure you watch the Starting 11 show. I think it was going to be quite a similar side, personally. And then pre-match with Conor and Ben, and then Anton for the watch-along. All good in the hood. Anyway, I've got a dash because I really need a wee as well. But thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, comment, share as well. Don't forget to check out, we put with Stat Attack this morning. Stats are decent for West Ham, particularly here in the last few games against Man United, but anything can happen. And we drew them 1-1. Do you remember Magassa? Old Trafford, that great goal that he scored. Fantastic. Russ, are you going to play Joe? I actually spoke to Joe today about it. I reckon I'm going to try and get it in for the Bournemouth game. The reason being is we have the DJ here tonight, and they'll be playing right up to kickoff. And then they'll play half time as well, so it's not as much time. Bournemouth, it's obviously a home match. It's a mid, it's an afternoon match, so there's no DJ, so maybe more chance of that. Anyway, I'll see you on the flippity foot, my friends. Take care. Peace out, mofos. Much love. See you soon.